Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Emily. I am a homeschool hopeful. If you're new to this channel, I have two boys, 13 and 6, and yeah, hopefully these videos will encourage you to homeschool your own children. If not, maybe why you shouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. Today I just wanted to kind of talk about and I've been having a lot of feelings lately. We see other moms on YouTube, social media, and we just like constantly compare ourselves, and it's kind of like almost impossible not to do. I'm gonna be 36 soon. I've pretty much gone like my teenage and adult years having social media, access to the internet, seeing what everybody's doing. Even before then, like teenage magazines are just full of like pictures, and just like a big part of my life has been comparing myself to other people. And I think in homeschool, that can be so detrimental to not only you, but your children. And I kind of wanted to touch on this today because it's just been something that I've been struggling with, especially this week. I've really been battling this whole conflicting thing of like screen time. I see moms come on here and talk about, oh, you guys need to be screen free, and oh, it's gonna make your kids so much, I guess better for all lack of a better term. But they just talk about like how tantrums and like distractions and stuff. And I keep telling my husband, I'm like, okay, we're gonna stop doing screens. And he's like, it's not a big deal. Like, you're going overboard, which is also a character trait of mine that I tend to do. But this whole week I've been like, why am I fighting this so much? It's not me. It's not our family dynamic. My kids love gaming. That's how they bond with each other, bond with myself and my husband. They love to sit down and play like a video game with us. My 13-year-old, he loves his Oculus, his VR thing. He loves, just that whole experience. And I do think, that there are certain boundaries that need to be put in place. I don't let them on all day, but I was just thinking, like, why am I fighting this so hard when it's so much a part of like our family culture? That whole thing of like, even TV, we love to sit and watch movies or like YouTube videos where we learn things together. And I'm like, why am I trying to take this away from us? What is it about it? And it's really because I've been comparing myself to other people, and I was just like, okay, like, I just have to lay this down. I have to lay it down to myself, and just not be consumed by it, and not try to make it this unrealistic expectation and goal. And that's okay, because that's what our homeschool's going to look like. And as I've been kind of moving through this summer, because we're fairly new to homeschooling, I just pulled my boys out in December. So at winter break, I pulled them out. So we've been only doing this for like 6 months or so. So we're still fairly new to this. So I'm still kind of testing and prodding and seeing what is actually going to work. And I think I've come to the conclusion too that like I love certain aspects of certain styles of homeschooling, and I love book work. I love some workbooks, but I want to do what my children love. And I think I'm slowly like figuring that out. As you can see behind me right here, we've been doing this snake project. If you watch a couple videos, I kind of go into it and explain what we're doing. But we did a life-size snake. So I took the butcher paper and I cut like how long it was, and they had to create their own snake. And of course they're boys, so like everything's like bloody, and my other son's is over here and it says butt snake. So just of course like the immature and gross things that boys come up with. But they had like the best time doing that. They were so into it, and I just feel like yes, this is this is how learning should be. Like, this is what, like, when I thought about what this was going to look like before I pulled them out, this was it, was them just like enjoying learning something, enjoying doing something, and me witnessing that and get to experience the joy in that. And I think as homeschool moms and being on YouTube and just trying to figure it out, I don't think we really just like figure it out in one day. I've bought in a lot of curriculum and a lot of things. You know, I was like, I heard about Charlotte Mason. I was like, oh, like 100%. This is what we're gonna do. You know, I want my kids to have a classical education. I want to teach them all the good books and everything. Basically, because I wanted to read those books and I wanted to have that education. And, you know, we've dabbled in some stuff they enjoy, other things they totally don't enjoy. We've basically just been trying it out a month at a time and just kind of see, you know, and I have to reflect on that as their mom and be like, well, what do I like want them to have a say in versus what I don't want them to have a say in? Because like basically reading, math, and I think like writing, like I definitely am going to pick for them. Like they don't get a say in that. But history, science, extra stuff, like yes, of course they do have a say. Even if, you know, they don't say it, if I can tell by how much they enjoy something, versus, you know, the look on their face when like we pull out another worksheet or I make them draw something. Like my 13-year-old, he is just so, I think he's so over drawing and journaling and stuff, but my 6-year-old loves it. He loves to draw, so it's like a toss-up, you know. Sometimes I do make them do stuff they don't want to do, just to see if they like it and we can try it, and that's where I kind of have to reflect and be like, okay, am I doing this because I want to do it, or do I think that they'll enjoy doing it? And most of the time, honestly, it's going to be because I want to do it and I want to try it, and they might enjoy it as well. But I definitely think as, you know, moms, we might have a little tendency to like push our ideas and things onto our children, and I definitely don't want to do that. And I've also been kind of realizing that about you know, we do our Bible study in the morning, and I just kind of recognize that my children weren't born Christian. I wasn't born Christian. They have to make that choice. And I guess going forward in that is I'm going to just present them with this information, and then they can pick like how they want to lead their life. And I think not only in biblical wisdom we do that, but like in anything, you know, they might not like Emily Dickinson, but they sure as heck love Shel Silverstein, you know. So let's lead with this, you know, let's go with this instead of something that's classical or something, and maybe we can progress to that as they get older. I don't know, I just have like so many thoughts and so many things that are just mostly pertaining to me and my children and our home environment and our homeschool that I just want to really, going into the fall, just transition things. I made up a whole calendar for next year. I was like, okay, we're gonna go like 6 weeks on, 1 week off, 5 days a week, you know, because I have to get those things. But then also it's like, well, we love having Fridays off, or like not off, but we do, like, we play games, we watch a movie, you know, we just have fun and kind of like enjoy each other, and I really do appreciate that too. So I don't know, I just have like a lot of things going on in my mind. I didn't think this video was going to be this long, so thank you for staying if you've stayed this long. If you have any comments or questions or anything, please drop them down below and let me know, like, do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Like what are some things maybe that you struggle in comparison as well? I'd love to hear that and get your feedback on. So I will just keep pondering probably this a couple more weeks, maybe until school starts again, who knows. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.